Hey there guys, Frankomatic here, and sorry to keep you waiting, but I'm finally back. It's the 4th of July, so let's celebrate action movie style. The only way Americans know how to celebrate anything. This is Broforce, a game you can get early access on Steam. It's still fairly early in development, but man is it fun. There are a variety of characters that should all probably be recognizable to you. I will not give any names, but they all have bro in them. Characters all have a main attack, a special attack, and a melee attack, even though some of them are melee anyway. I don't think I'll play through the whole thing. Just give you guys a little bit of a taste. The whole thing isn't done. I'm sure there's going to be more in the levels there are, but as you rescue dudes, you will change characters between ones you've unlocked, and unlock new ones if you haven't unlocked everybody. Once you kill the business-suited devil man, escape on your helicopter while the place explodes, like a real action hero. Now I know that might have looked a little tame, because I kind of avoided blowing things up purposely. But that will change as we get further in. I think I'll do the first two bosses of the game. That should be a pretty good taste of how it is. All the characters play fairly uniquely, which is nice. Ooh, I like this guy. He's got a piercing shot. I also like Broden the Barbarian. And I got him killed by blowing him up by not paying attention. That's pretty much the most common cause of death. The levels are all short. There's a decent amount of them also, but I'm sure there will be more as we go on. Those falling bricks will kill you. It's a good thing to keep in mind. You also have to be careful with your wanton explosioning, because you can very easily make it next to impossible to traverse a stage. I've done that many times. No bro left behind. Unless it's really obnoxious to not leave them behind, then they get left behind, because forget those guys. No explosion left behind. Speaking of which, again, no, he shot him. Luckily that doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. No! Oh well. I keep making dumb mistakes because I'm a dumb man. Action heroes shouldn't die. Liberated. In more, real news, I do apologize for being gone for like a frickin' month. Been busy, haven't really been, feeling the whole video thing for a little while, but I think I'm back. At the very least, I'll try not to be gone for a month at a time, as that was really kind of terrible. Oh no. Oh well. Oh no. I've got some more little games like this one that I kind of want to show off. And while I was off on vacation, I found some of my older games I'd also kind of like to show off if I can make them work. Haven't had time to work on actually trying to get those going yet, so those are still a little up in the air. But I found some that I'm pretty sure none of you guys will have ever heard of. A couple of which I don't even remember actually owning, but apparently I do. The surprises are always the best things to find. In my opinion. I've also got a possible multiplayer one up in my mind if I can get things set up for that. Yep, you can totally shoot down beehives for not a lot of gain. It will kill dudes eventually, but it takes way longer than it's really worthwhile. This is a special checkpoint. If you lose all your lives, you'll start here instead of at the very beginning. Trucks, our first vehicle. They've spawned dudes. They're not that exciting. You can blow them up. Just like pretty much everything else. You can quit at any point, the game will save your progress, for those of you who do have some interest in things like that. There's also a campaign mode that's not arcade that has a world map, but that is still very early on and doesn't have any more stages than this mode does. And there's no actual end for it, it just kind of stops with the world map being full and nowhere else to go. So yeah, it's not really ready to be played that way yet. Yep, here's our first boss. A little helicopter. It's not too bad. Unless you do something dumb. The second boss is my favorite. The death count keeps rising as you go on, because America, liberty, that's what we do. Also, to show off these traps, a bunch of dudes fall into the traps. You can also just blow them up in the ground. That's really the only safe way to deal with them. Well, that didn't work out how I'd hoped it would. Yeah, I'm not going down there. Sometimes you just see a pile of enemies that's not worth dealing with. In every game. In this game, it's a giant pile of dogs, and you don't have a character that can kill a lot of things in one shot. Ridiculous explosions. Ah, our next vehicle. It fires missiles. Usually. Last time I've had a couple of times where it just sits there not doing anything. It's kind of weird. Kind of like that, actually. Yeah, I've got a couple of things I'm trying to choose between for the next video, which I'll try and do. I'm gonna go back and try and do one at least every 2 weeks, if not weekly. Get back to kind of some sort of a schedule, maybe. But don't hold me to that, because I am notoriously bad at keeping me to anything. I'll just blow up things, it ain't no thing. Whoop. I don't know how this place is still standing at this point. I guess it works off of Worms physics. Which is fine. Worms was pretty great. Worms is even more great with friends. If I had some of those, I'd probably play Worms again. Here's a bad idea. By bad idea, I mean the best idea. How do I progress now? Here we go. I left my bro behind. Whoops. Oh well. He'll be fine. Ah, these dudes, if you melee next to them, you can give them guns. And they will attempt to help you. They're not very good at it. They're usually not very good at it. They're actually doing okay this time. You can also kill the pigs. There's no reason to do that, but you can. Oh, I got blowed up. Whoa! I don't even know how I died there. Whoa, everything's still exploding, holy crap. That is not what I meant to do, guys. Sorry, I didn't want to set you on fire there. We should be getting close to the second boss, if I remember. Ah, Metal Suit Man. He is totally invincible unless you make him fall down. I was not far enough away from those things when I blew him up. Speaking of which, our second boss is right here. Need to get an extra life. No, my mans. Bullets alone will not be enough to end this dude. It will take some special measures, like getting shot by nobody. Come on, he's almost there. Haha! Yeah, I think that's a good showing for this little game. I personally recommend it. If you want to wait until it's more polished, I can also see that as well. But it's very fun. There are more stages in this and a few more bosses, 3 or 4 I think. And it's getting more characters and stuff on a fairly frequent basis. But for now, I suppose I just gotta say, later guys.